What's up, everyone? It's been a while. Hope you remember our last episode where we talked about generating code. Well, here's the thing great code doesn't just happen, it all starts with the right prompt. And today, Jimmy and Jane are breaking down the research paper on prompt engineering, the art of crafting prompts that makes LLM smarter, more efficient, and way more useful. So let's get started.
Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. I'm Jimmy, and I'm really excited for our fifth deep dive into.
Zoom already.
I know, right? Time flies when you're having fun with AI, I guess.
Yeah.
And speaking of fun with AI, I'm super stoked to introduce.
You're gonna make me blush.
Hey, well, it's true. Joining us today is Jane, our resident AI guru. Jane, always.
Always happy to be here, Jimmy. Ready to, what did you say? Decode the mysteries of AI.
That's the one. You always nail it. So, Jane, I've been kind of drowning in this sea of AI articles lately, and there's this one term that just keeps
Popping up everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Prompt engineering. To be honest, it makes me think of building bridges for robots and
That's a fun image, but not quite what we're doing. We're building bridges, all right, but bridges of communication.
Okay, so explain it to me like a five. How do we actually talk to AI? Is there a secret handshake or something?
Less of a secret handshake and more like, giving super clear instructions. Like imagine you're at a coffee shop.
Oh, I love coffee shops.
Me too. But imagine you're ordering a coffee, but you're not specific enough,
Like you just say coffee.
Yeah. And then you end up with this sugary, syrupy monstrosity when all you wanted was a plain black coffee.
Ugh. Yeah, I've been there. The barista gives you that look like you should have been more specific.
Right. So it's the same with AI. If your prompts, your instructions aren't clear and precise, well, you might not get what you're looking for.
So it's like Googling, but for AI.
Yeah.
Like instead of just typing in coffee, you type in black coffee, no sugar.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. This paper we're diving into today, Prompt Engineering for Large Language Models, it really stresses how important that specificity is.
And why should our listeners care about this? I mean, beyond not messing up their coffee order, what's the big deal with talking to AI?
Well, the applications, they're everywhere. Imagine you're prepping for a job interview and an AI is, assessing your answers.
Whoa, that's kind of scary.
It is. Or think about trying to pull out specific info from mountains of data. Like you're using an AI assistant to do your research.
Okay, yeah, that's actually super helpful. So prompt engineering can make AI work better for you.
Exactly. It's like unlocking AI's superpowers.
I like the sound of that. And speaking of superpowers, this paper also talks about prompt patterns. It makes it sound like there's a secret code to cracking AI's potential.
Prompt patterns are, they're more like blueprints, like tried and true formulas for different purposes.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
For instance, there's the instructional pattern. Imagine you're guiding an AI chef to bake a cake.
I love this analogy already.
You wouldn't just say bake a cake, you'd give step-by-step instructions, right? Ingredients, measurements, all that jazz.
So if I wanted an AI to write a song about a robot falling in love with a toaster.
No, that's a song I'd listen to.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But I'd need to tell the AI all the details, like what kind of music, the robot's personality, the whole love story.
The more specific, the better. That way the AI can really capture your vision. And another cool pattern is question-based prompting. Here, you're asking open-ended questions.
So instead of asking, what year was the Model T invented, which would just give me a date,
you could ask, how did the Model T impact American society? That's going to spark a deeper, more interesting response.
I am seeing a theme here. The right question gets you the right answer. Makes sense.
Right. It's about choosing the right tool for the job. And then there's the comparative pattern where you ask the AI to compare and contrast things.
So if I was writing a paper about renewable energy, I could ask the AI to compare solar and wind power.
Exactly. You'd get a more well-rounded perspective.
Man, this is starting to feel like we're learning Jedi mind tricks. But tell me more about these zero-shot and few-shot learning patterns. They sound straight out of Star Wars.
They are pretty mind-blowing. So zero-shot learning is where the AI tackles tasks without specific training.
So it's like reading your mind.
It's kind of like that. Imagine showing a chef a picture of a dish they've never made before, and they can just whip it up perfectly based on their general knowledge.
That's crazy. And few-shot learning.
That's where the AI learns from a handful of examples. Super quick learner.
Man, I wish my brain worked like that. Downloading knowledge, Matrix style.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
So we're not quite in the matrix yet, but we can definitely use prompt engineering to unlock AI's potential right now.
100%.
This has been awesome. I'm already buzzing with ideas.
Me too. But we're just getting started. Buckle up, because in part 2, we're going to dive even deeper. We'll talk about how to actually use these prompt engineering techniques to achieve specific goals.
Sounds good.
I can't wait. Welcome back to the deep dive. We're still swimming in this ocean of prompt engineering.
It's an ocean with some seriously cool creatures.
It really is. And the thing is, I'm realizing as we go through this, prompt engineering isn't just for, tech geniuses or AI experts.
Right. Like anyone who uses AI, even just casually, could benefit from understanding this stuff.
100%. It's becoming more and more relevant for just about everyone. Think about it. Even when you ask your smart assistant a question.
Like, hey, what's the weather like today?
Yeah. You're basically doing a simple form of prompting.
So by getting a handle on these patterns and methods, we can all get more out of AI. More accuracy, maybe even more creativity.
That's the goal. Really harnessing AI's power in this paper we're looking at, it really highlights the advantages of using prompt engineering. Like instead of just, throwing any old prompt at the AI and crossing your fingers.
You're actually giving it instructions that can understand. Oh, and I remember this part.
Yeah.
There was that comparison table in the paper. It's so cool. It showed how well-crafted prompts led to way better responses.
Super insightful, right?
It was the responses were more relevant, more accurate, and it just made the whole process smoother.
Exactly. Like you're speaking AI's language, so there's less back and forth, less time wasted on rephrasing or clarifying what you want.
It's like you have that direct line to the AI's brain. So, Jane, out of everything you've learned about prompt engineering, what's been the biggest aha moment for you?
That's tough. There were so many. But I think for me, it was like the whole idea of prompt engineering being an iterative process, meaning it's not about getting the perfect prompt on the first try. You experiment, you refine, you tweak based on how the AI responds.
It's a conversation,
Right.
right? You're figuring each other out like a dance.
Perfect analogy. You're collaborating, partnering with the AI. It's not just, hey, AI, do this. It's more like, hey, let's work together to make something cool happen.
I love that. It feels so much less intimidating that way. Okay, so lots of cool stuff, lots of potential. But what about the downsides? What are some of the challenges with prompt engineering?
Right. Good point. This paper doesn't shy away from the potential pitfalls. A big one is making sure that what the AI gives you back is accurate and reliable.
Makes sense. AI is only as good as the information it's trained on, right?
Exactly. So if the AI is fed bad data, biased data, well, its output will reflect that.
So garbage in, garbage out.
Pretty much. And that's where, the human element is so crucial. We got to be critical thinkers. We can't just take everything the AI gives us as gospel truth.
Right. It's a tool, a powerful tool.
Yeah.
It needs to be used responsibly and ethically.
Absolutely. And, as AI keeps evolving, those ethical considerations, they're only going to become more important. But hey, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We still have more to uncover in this paper. In part 3, we're going to dive into some cutting-edge trends in prompt engineering.
Stuff that's shaping the future. I'm ready.
Get ready for a glimpse into the future of AI.
And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into prompt engineering. Ready to wrap things up, Jane?
Ready when you are, Jimmy. I think it's time we break out that crystal ball and peer into the future of prompting, which, as this paper suggests, is pretty fascinating.
Crystal ball, huh? Well, I always trust your predictions. What's caught your eye?
Well, there's this one idea that just really grabs me. It's called chain of thought prompting.
Yeah, I remember that. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
Sounded pretty futuristic, I gotta say.
Well, it is futuristic. Chain of thought prompting, it's all about guiding the AI through a thought process, step by step. Instead of just giving it one big prompt and hoping for the best, you break the problem down.
So it's kind of like giving the AI a roadmap.
Exactly. A roadmap to a solution or a creative output. Instead of asking the AI to, let's say, write a whole movie script in one go.
Which, let's be honest, probably wouldn't turn out so great.
Right. So instead, we could use chain of thought prompting to lead the AI through each scene, develop the characters bit by bit, build the plot.
So we're basically teaching the AI to think like a screenwriter.
In a way, yeah. And the results, they're pretty remarkable. Chain of thought prompting, it's been shown to really boost AI's ability to solve, complex problems, make those logical leaps, and just be more creative overall.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. Are there real-world examples of how this is being used.
Oh, tons. For instance, in medicine, right. Researchers are using chain of thought prompting to help AI analyze patient symptoms, medical histories, all that.
So the AI is like a doctor.
Well, not exactly replacing doctors, of course, but it's they're giving the AI this series of questions, these logical stages to follow, and it can really help improve like the accuracy and speed of diagnosis.
Wow, that's amazing. So chain of thought prompting, it's not just for creative stuff. It can have a real impact.
Huge impact potentially. Think about any field where you need serious brain power. Scientific research, legal stuff, you name it. Chain of thought prompting could be a game changer.
It's like instead of just bossing AI around, we're finally starting to work together, teach it how to think, which is both exciting and a little, I don't know, unnerving.
I get it. It's powerful stuff. And that's why, even as we get all hyped up about the possibilities, it's super important to remember the ethics. This paper really emphasizes that.
Right. Just because we can teach AI to think like us doesn't mean we should just let it run wild. We have a responsibility to make sure AI is used for good, not for harm.
100%. And that conversation about ethics, it needs to keep happening. As AI gets smarter, those choices we make, they become even more crucial. Prompt engineering, it's just one part of this, this huge puzzle of AI's future.
Well, Jane, I think that's a perfect place to wrap up this whole deep dive into prompt engineering.
Yeah.
It's been eye-opening, to say the least. Thanks for being our guide.
My pleasure, Jimmy. Always fun to chat AI with you and with all our listeners out there. And speaking of listeners...
Oh, yeah, got to give a shout out to our amazing audience. Thanks for sticking with us on this deep dive.
We hope you learned a thing or two about the power of prompt engineering and maybe, got a little inspired to try it out yourselves.
And who knows? Maybe one of you will be the one to unlock AI's next big superpower.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those tough questions, and, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI. The future's wide open.
I couldn't have said it better myself. See y'all on the next deep dive.